Hello everyone, I'd like to share my Diona build and her team compositions with you in this short guide. I'm starting with her build, then go over her team compositions and show some Abyss gameplay at the end.
Think you can get away? Yahoo! Now you shall perish! Illusion shattered! Ha!
Diona is one of the best healers. There are actually quite a few mechanics designed around shields in Genshin Impact, so her having one is quite valuable. On top of that, she is actually very easy to build. Just build enough energy recharge to keep up with her elemental burst skill. I'd say 180% to 200 is enough since her burst is pretty expensive. Anything else is pretty much irrelevant. You can build as much max HP as you can because her shields and heals scale off it. For her talents, I'd say both her elemental skill and elemental burst skill are equally valuable. Level them both up, ignore her normal attacks. For Constellations, most of them aren't as interesting. Constellation 1 restores some energy, essentially that means you can build less energy recharge. And Constellation 6 is where it gets really interesting, because it grants a massive 200 elemental mastery buff to your active character while the character is standing in the elemental burst skill of Diona and is above 50% HP. It's obviously incredibly valuable in Vaporize and Melt teams. For her weapon choices, by far the best one is the Sacrificial Bow. Because her elemental skill fires multiple projectiles and each one of them has a chance to trigger the weapon's special effect, meaning resetting the elemental skill cooldown. You don't necessarily need to upgrade this bow, because her personal damage is bad either way. If you're missing a lot of energy recharge, feel free to do so. Other than that, still if you need energy recharge you could go with the Favonius bow, but it really doesn't matter. Like I said, you don't need any damage stats on this character. For artifact choices, we already covered substats earlier. For main stats, you almost always want energy recharge here to meet the high energy recharge requirement she has overall. Always HP percentage here, and either HP percentage here if you want your shield to be stronger, or you could go for bonus healing if you want your elemental burst skill to heal more. For the set effects, if you don't have anyone in your team using the 4-piece set effect Noblesse set, you can use it on her to get the extra attack bonus. Other than that, you could pair the 2-piece Maiden set to get 15% healing effectiveness with the Retracing Bowlight to get another 35% shield strength. For her team compositions, she is a healer, so it's very simple. She basically fits in any comp. Just pair her with the main DPS and 2 supports. For example, a main DPS, let's pick Eula. Eula obviously needs a super contact, so we need an Electro support, for example Raiden, and just any other support, for example Venti.
Ready for a rehearsal?
This is already a pretty good comp. You even get the Cryo Resonance, which is one of the better ones. A few little things to note. Since she is a cryo healer, she fits really well together with Razor. He is a physical main DPS. You obviously want a superconduct and a healer in this comp. You already have both, and which makes it really easy to fill the remaining 2 slots with supports. The other thing is there's a really popular build called Morgana, which consists of Ganyu, Mona and Diona. It's a freeze comp. You don't need a whole lot of cryo application in a freeze comp, so Diona basically fits the role of a cryo support and healer in that comp, which is obviously very valuable. And the last thing, you obviously need a shield to activate a Geo Resonance. So Diona has access to a shield, so she can fit into, for example, a Ningguang comp, and you pick another Geo support like the Traveler or Albedo. Both of them don't have access to a shield, so Diona can make up for that. And the actual last thing is about her Constellation 6. Just to remind you, it grants you a 200 elemental mastery buff while you are inside her ultimate burst skill and are above 50% HP. Elemental Mastery obviously makes you want to run Vaporize or Melt comms because you hit way harder. So it means you want to pair her with a Pyro main DPS. Pretty much anything works. Diluc, Yanfei, Klee. The only one who gets a lot of benefit from being below 50% HP would be Hu Tao. You can still run her, but you're losing out on some Pyro damage bonus. Alright, let me try to showcase this. Obviously, her elemental burst skill is pretty self-explanatory, just use it and you get healing while standing in it. For her elemental skill, always use the hold skill because it generates more energy and you get a very high chance to reset the skill cooldown anyway. Now I have Geo-Resonance activated with her shield and can just use Minding Guang to damage the enemy.
Don't waste my time.
And as you see, we already recovered her energy and can use her elemental burst skill again. Now I'm gonna leave you with some Abyss gameplay. Unfortunately, Diona as a healer doesn't really get the spotlight, so there isn't really a whole lot of gameplay to show off, but I hope you enjoy it nonetheless.
Vengeance will be mine. Eye for an eye.
Feel the fairy. Feel the fairy. Let me try.
More speed. Look at you, Springtail. There is no escape. Think you can get away? Let's play. Torn to oblivion. Beg for mercy. Freeze to the core. I condemn you. Diona special. Crush.
Alright, we made it to the end. Thank you very much for watching. I hope this gave you some inspiration for your own builds. Stay tuned for more guides in the future. Until then, have fun and Tevat, and bye bye.